All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And as always, we're so happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we could take advantage of in this market. So without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. Little early participation on this Thursday morning. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, do me a huge favor. Drop me a one in the chat. Let me know we are all good. Let me know my microphone is on and working just fine. I really appreciate it. All right. So let's make sure that we start each and every morning, as always, in the Forex trade room. Our credo is that we take massive action, making sure that we are accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing for any outcome. We want to make sure that we always center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, assuring a balanced approach to trading, and that we trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. We always want to imagine our trade successfully materializing, and we want to make sure that we are obeying our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And we want to make sure that we are never looking back or stopping once our trade has commenced. Hope everybody has had an awesome, awesome week uh, thus far, right? And we are ready to dive in and see what's going on in these markets, right? So let's jump over to trading economics. So we've got Germany producer inflation slows, right? So the producer prices in Germany rose by 0.5% year over year in January, slowing from 0.8%, right? So it's just, we know that things increase, but what is the rate of increase slowing, right? Sometimes people get a little confused by that. But so slowing from 0.8% in December and falling short of the 1.3% forecast. The increase was driven primarily by higher prices for non-durable goods, while energy prices declined 1%, led by electricity. On a monthly basis, the PPI edged down 0.1%, right? US factory orders gauge above expectations. That's good. European stocks rebound earnings in focus. So we've got some on the StockX. We got some earnings in focus. Taiwan export orders fall more than expected. It's quite interesting there. So we got a lot of back and forth, a lot of mixed data. And we see, right, as we've been mapping out, gold surged, right? The 29.50 per ounce on Thursday, reaching a new high as sustained safe haven demand grew amid global uncertainties, right? So whether you're trading gold versus the dollar, trading GLD gold ETFs, right? Gold is on and popping, right? Just like we projected. Since taking office, Trump has imposed a 10% tariff on Chinese imports and a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. He recently announced plans for additional tariffs on lumber, cars, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals, further escalating global trade tensions. Tariff on everything, right? Meanwhile, the latest FOMC minutes highlighted policymakers' concerns that trade policy shifts, including higher tariffs, could intensify inflationary pressures, reinforcing expectation of an extended pause on rate cuts. While gold is a traditional hedge against inflation, higher interest rates can reduce its appeal as a non-yielding asset, adding to geopolitical risks. Trump referred to Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky as a dictator and urged him to act swiftly to secure peace, warning of potential risks to his country. So, as a nation, we have completely flipped the script in that regard, which is a bit crazy. But we saw it coming. Um, gold, we've got a $3,000 target on that, which is just before the V extension. We'll take a look at that. But yeah, continue to, investors continue to park money into gold, right? As the safe haven. So we'll continue to ride we'll continue to ride that out. Reese, they gave him the business. That game, that game wasn't even close. That was Man, that was crazy. Completely dominated. Yeah, this tournament is gonna be interesting. That Notre Dame team is pretty good too. I saw them playing. This is gonna be, and of course USC will be there probably. USC. This is gonna be an interesting mark, man. I'm paying more attention to the women's side than I am the men's side. It's gonna be pretty fascinating. But yeah, they destroyed them. I did get to see that. Man, what a mess. Yeah, they came with the A game for sure. Uh, Definitely exciting. I didn't see it coming either. I thought it was going to be back and forth. I thought the win was a toss up, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. That was lopsided. So, yeah, we'll see what happens as we head towards March. We're getting there in a hurry. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it all go down. All right, so that's where we are in regards to front page stuff today for the U.S. 8:30. We've got the main thing is unemployment claims for the U.S. What a disaster! So many people losing their job at the federal level. Um, I don't know how fast it's going to reflect in unemployment claims. Maybe not this report, maybe the next. We'll see how that all plays out. Um, Yeah, it's doing a lot of damage. Real estate market in DC, Washington DC is starting to plummet because of all of the layoffs and things like that. So we'll continue to watch. I don't know. I don't know why everybody's acting so surprised here in the United States. He told you what he was going to do if he got in office. He told you verbally, and then they wrote it in Project 2025. So he told you verbally, then they put it on paper. So they were kind of bold with it. Um, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is coming out today. That's always an important one. FOMC member Goolsby speaks today. And then we'll see what's going on with this natural gas storage. So let's see what happens with the natural gas storage. How that and where that comes down. Because we actually hit an extension, right? Our latest extension got hit for natural gas. It's been moving, right? Uh, so we shall see. We got crude oil inventories as well as gold has been. I mean, as oil has been making a push too, and then we've got more FOMC members. Up is down, white is black as the list gets a dictator. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I got my thoughts about that. So, like, I think he's always been in bed with the Russians. So I wasn't even surprised that people were like this dramatic turnaround. I'm not surprised by that at all, man. At all. I think it's gonna get worse. Um, so that is it. Later on today, 5:30, we got Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Bullock speaking. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what he has to say, see if it moves the market. That's always highlighted when you got the head of a central bank speaking. And that is it. We got a lot of central bankers speaking today. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. Doing better. How
Yeah,
about yourself?
feeling better? Man, feeling better too, man. We've both been down for the count.
Yeah, man. Rest is a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, man. For sure, man. What's on the docket, man? What's on your mind in regards to fundamentals? Anything?
Um, I was just doing some research this morning on Bank of Japan to see if there are any updates, and the latest is the expectation of the next rate increase coming in Q3. Um, so up until then, just standing pat and watching the wage negotiations, which they're looking at 5% wage
Hmm.
increase this year. Those negotiations are set to start uh, here in the coming days and go through the next month or so.
Okay.
Um, so, Bank of Japan, like I said, looks like right now set to kind of stay where they are and hold for the next few months up until Q3, and then we're looking at increasing that rate at that time.
Got it. Got it. So I've so Q3 because I've kind of left the yens hanging right now. So with a lot, in regards to
Hmm.
some of my setups, I'm not really dealing with them too much because all the back and forth, with what they're projected to do versus what they actually do, and then the Trump stuff has got the markets a little bit all over the place. So
Yeah,
be
and
kind of
that is
cautious
something
with the
that
yens.
that's something that we're seeing right now too. The yen, past few days been gaining some strength. Um, some investors or market participants are um, seeking some safe haven um, due to uh, the uncertainty of the impact of the tariffs and those conversations. So we have seen some of that flight to safety in the recent couple of days.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be quite interesting, especially since we just seen the S&P hit all-time highs. You just kind of you're riding and you keep pushing, 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 but you're just like, man, at some point you just keep thinking in your mind like, when is that sell-off gonna come?
Hmm.
Like that's what I keep thinking in the back of my mind because it just keeps running. Like they keep shrugging off everything. The market right now they're shrugging off everything, pushing things to new highs, which is primarily led by tech, right? Um, but at some point, I don't know if it's something that catastrophically, has to happen, as opposed to some people just saying, "All right, the market's pretty high. I'm just going to take some profit, and create a correction." So I'm uh I'm interested to see what happens. I did the futures. I was looking at the futures this morning. CNBC is slightly down, so we'll see what happens at market open. But we just keep hitting record highs. So it should be interesting. Reset. He got a 80-20 buy on gold on a 15 minute. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What we did on a 15 minute played out nice. Yep. Yep. And it kept running too. So let's appreciate it, Ryan.
No doubt.
Um yeah, so let's jump into that. Matter of fact, we'll look at the DXY first, right? Can't figure itself out. You know, what's going on in DC is not helping with that situation. So let's continue to bounce back and forth. We know we got inflation concerns. Let's go into the commodities. Let's take a look at gold, right? We're continuing to make that run. This is that 1 hour, right? This is the 1 hour. This is the C to D move playing out, right? We pretty much double bottom at that 61.8. So we're looking for this 3,000 target. 3,009 is the actual extension, but we'll keep it at an even 3,000, right? On the 15, we had the 80-20. Where was that at again? Was that off the no, that wasn't it. Where did we run that from? And we had that. We had this where did we play that out, Reese, on the 15. I don't know why. I thought I had it man, these charts. Yeah, we'll check. We'll keep it. We had it right here too, right to the downside. Go to Sunday. Sunday. Oh, there we go. Off that level. Yeah. Yep, right there. Off the high. I'm having issues. Did anybody else's my crypto charts got messed up? I don't know if that happened to anybody else or is it just me.
They don't even have them listed. The
Yeah.
only crypto they have in there is for the euro.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to figure it out. But yeah, there's that play right here that he's talking about, right? your 80-20 that completely reversed out and went long. So now that's falling right back in line with the big picture, right? To the upside there. So that's a beautiful reversal there. Appreciate that, Reese. That was a really nice move for sure. That signal things are getting back on track on the higher time frame, right? Drop you some sevens for that one. Because that was nice. All right. So after the correction, the reversal, which put us right back in line with what's going on, like we say with the big picture. I appreciate that. So swinging long. All right, we get back to our 1 hour. All right, so there it was after the correction. And now we're moving long. So overall, right, we're in the middle of that ABCD wave. Right? A, B, C to D, right? We're trying to get there. Trying to get to that target. All right, that's what it's all about here. Over and over and over again, those ABCD waves, it's just a matter of whether or not it hits our sweet spot. Okay. So that's where we are. On gold, we've got oil continuing to push off the level that we marked up. Right. We noticed that it was holding at that 70.39 level, and we just continued to push bullish from there. Right. So we dropped down to a 1 hour. We'll see where we are in the swing. Running off this low to see if we're getting close to any type of extension. This is just getting going, right? So if you're looking at oil, but we do have, right, keep in mind that we've got crude oil inventories today. Joy, I think you posted something in the community, right? On if I'm not mistaken.
I posted their energy short-term outlook because the report wasn't ready yet.
Okay. Got it. All right. Because I saw it this morning. So I want to read that when we're done. So definitely check that out in the community. I appreciate you posting that, Joy. But this is a 1 hour move here, right? So if you say the 1 hour is my chart and I'm long oil and I haven't been involved, this is where you play your percentages at, right? So you got a trend line break here, right? That's coming through. It's that easy. We got to pull back to a 61.8. Okay. So if we pull back to a 61.8, we expect our projection to be ultimately a 1.618, unless we somehow turn over and move lower in the zone, right, to one of our lower levels. So right now, right, our TP is going to be here, the 1.618 extension, 74.34 roundabout. Okay, and that's just getting going. If you trade the cloud, right, and you like your cloud breaks, we're already above the cloud. So that's a pullback to the cloud and a reversal out, holding at the 200 moving average, the 50 moving average. We got a bullish cloud ahead, right? So fundamentally, right, we always start with the fundamentals, not just technicals. Fundamentally, we like oil to the upside. I know it's been some back and forth, right? But if fundamentally, at least in the short term, we like oil long, then that's your potential play. And you play the percentages from there. It's that simple, right? Fundamentally, if you're long oil, you got to pull back to your sweet spot. Things are lining up. You take the trade. You take the trade. Okay. That's it. So that's where we are on oil. It's a decent setup there, right? If you're trading any type of like commodity oil, ETF, things like that, that should all be kind of similar. Silver, our silver play, right? We got the check back. We talked about that this weekend. We got the pull back right at the edge of the buy zone, almost a 61.8. We almost got directly right on the nose of that daily support level, but we got within the zone, right? We know that support and resistance isn't just a line, it's a zone, and we got price to reverse out, and now we are moving bullish. So that target is 35.06. Call it 35 even. On that, we got to pull back right at 50%. So we expect a 1.618 extension eventually, unless we push lower in the zone for a deeper retracement. But right now, our C, okay, a little old school here, right? Our C is our lowest point within the AB boundary. A, B, C, our lowest point right now is in our red to red, okay? So we'll see how we continue to progress towards that target. That's a 4-hour chart too. So that's a nice long swing as that's going to continue. We've been pretty good with the silver. That's a nice pullback too, kind of like oil. Already above the cloud. Nice check back. Nice check back there, right? We got about this 32.98 level. We actually closed above that. We're retesting. So let's see if we can get a continuation there, right? Fundamentally, I like silver. Continuing to the upside. Natural gas, right on it, right? Another ABCD wave completed. All right. A, B, or C, either one of these off the double bottom. Boom. Red to red, right? We got the pullback 50%. We respected that daily support at 297. And there we are, right? $4.36. Nailed it, right? So, and that's a daily extension. This is our daily chart. So that was a big move. So we look for correction and a continuation, right? We're in that season. All right. So well, we expected it fundamentally to move bullish, and it has been doing exactly that. All right. Look at this. This is the daily chart there. Okay. Moving on up. Just know that we've got an extension hit, so we expect a correction. Stochastic is in the sell zone. So if you've been holding that gas, Ryan, I know you're up pretty big on that gas, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My earliest position on that gas. One account, no, the two accounts was is that December the 4th?
That's December. Wow.
At this one account, the entry was 299.
So roundabouts where that first pullback was.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other, let me find it. 299 and 304 are my two earliest positions.
Yeah, you're in the money big. You're in the money big.
Yeah.
And so you held through that first pullback, major pullback.
Yep, and I was able to add positions as price came back down. So I have an account where I have 5 positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to add as price pulled back and as it went into profit. So been able to accumulate quite a bit there on that gas.
And the beautiful thing is that because your risk management spaced out so beautifully, right? You're able to do that without over leveraging because your margin, when I say your margin was still at like 60K, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like 60K. See, that's smart, right? So you don't have to take those crazy huge positions because you understand the Fibonacci sequence, right? It's always an opportunity to add later if you're willing to hold your position. Drop Ryan some sevens in the chat, man. You're up 90K yesterday. That's huge, man.
I appreciate it, man.
It's
I
huge.
appreciate
So
it.
yeah,
Kudos to the team for identifying some of these plays, right? Who was it? Was it Tyrone or Benito that identified the natural gas play? Or was it George?
man.
Somebody
Yeah,
identified it
it's
early.
a combination. I know in the very beginning, Tyrone was like, Nat gas. That was a long time ago, like last year.
Yeah.
And in
So
gas,
George got 910.
put everybody in on it. And Tyrone and Jeremy said, I'm swinging this for the long term. Joey's been on it with the reports and the technical levels. So it's been a team effort on that gas. Been a huge team effort on
Yeah,
that.
man. So
So
kudos to the team on that one, bro.
mhm, mhm. And just understanding the fundamentals and the seasonality of it, right? So teamwork makes the dream work. And that's the beautiful thing about this market is just sometimes we live in a society where a ton of people are selfish, right? In order for me to gain something, you got to be losing something. So people are apprehensive about sharing information, and it's just the wrong mindset to have. It's a fixed mindset. It's a scarcity mindset. Whereas Ryan is up, I don't know how much on that gas. It's a ton because of the positions, but that doesn't mean that Jeremy can't be up the same, if not more. Doesn't mean that Joy can't be up the same, if not more. Doesn't mean that Reese can't be up the same, if not more. That's the beauty, right? It's an abundance mindset. So being able to share that type of information, helps everybody. It doesn't take away from anybody. So I just think as a society, we'd be better off if a lot more people thought that way. But beautiful, beautiful play on Nat Gas. We'll continue to see it run. And again, right, one more look at this the gold, right? Similar, right? Similar to Nat Gas with a pullback. And then a continuation is just as a 1 hour chart. So fundamentally, right? So it's the fundamentals that help you maintain those positions. When you see this market go like this, think to yourself, fundamentally, has anything changed? No, we still have concerns about inflation, still have concerns about the new administration and policies. We have a lot of concerns, right? So when the market's unsure, they tend to park their money into safe haven assets like gold, right? So instead of looking at it like the world is falling when we get a correction, we're understanding the Fibonacci sequence, we're understanding fundamentals, and we know that this gives us an opportunity to add to the position that Ryan did for natural gas as opposed to panicking and jumping out of the trade. Right? It takes a while, it doesn't happen overnight. Right? But those who stay will be champions. So that's what it's all about. So there we are on the commodities, right? Good moves there. We'll move down. We'll take a look at these indices, right? And we can see the S&P is just continuing to move higher. We're still a little bit at the 6134 levels, but as you can see, right, when they say all-time highs, they do mean all-time highs, right? You can look as far left as you want, and you don't have anything there, right? Because they're hitting all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. Right? A lot of people are projected 6,500, 6,600 for the year. But I do think there's going to be, typically, you do see some sort of correction. Now, traditionally, when you look at the stock market, S&P 500 historically, February is not the best month, right? But we've been eking out some gains to push the all-time highs in February. Now we got 8 days or so left, so we'll see what happens. But traditionally, right, hasn't been the best month. Usually, you get some sort of correction in February. But if this is going to end up a month where we see some gains, do we get corrective in March? Don't know. But we have to pay attention. Hey, we are getting up around, right? If we break through that 6134 level, we're getting up around that 118, 127 zone. Do we start to struggle in this area and maybe see some sort of correction? Don't know. Just continue to manage your trades, right? Continue to manage your trades. So that's where we are on the S&P 500. Same thing on the US 30, right? They're all kind of similar. Struggling at that 45,000 level, right? Double top. We'll see if we can get it to push. Not too much there. The NAS 100, this 30-minute that we mapped out, we're still right in the 80-20 zone there, right? So we still have a possibility on this because we're struggling around that weekly level for this to return down and make a correction. Now, keep in mind, this is a 30-minute chart. All right, but you can see this is what we mean when we, with this 80-20, right? When you have that new B boundary set and you don't work your way all the way down to that 382 right away, and you break that B boundary, oftentimes you will get exactly what we're seeing here. Price is starting to consolidate and stall, and you wonder if you're going to get profit taken in the sell-off. That's our counter trend trade opportunity there, right? So if you trade 80-20s, right, that counter trend trade move, there is a possibility, right? There, TP1 is your 382, and your 30-minute. This is our 80-20 zone, okay? But you stop. I like to use wide stops. Some people like to place it right above the high, right? And keep it tight. You know, there's a high percentage chance to get stopped out. You have to be okay with that, or you can just leave yourself room, put your stop right there. And as long as we don't hit that extension, bound to return to that 382 target, right? So TP1, we can sell off to that point. TP2, second sell off level there. All right, so just keep that in mind. So that's that NAS 100. An 80-20 play on the 30. There's a possibility there. There's another one this GR30. This one's already out of the zone, right? Starting to move. Right. So we actually broke again, right? We didn't make that immediate correction off the B boundary, how we had it drawn up this weekend. Instead, we pushed to this 80-20 zone, right? And you can see the visual there. All right, we're moving towards that target. So this one I missed. Not sure if any of you caught that in the group. If you did, great work. This is a 4-hour too, 80-20. I didn't catch it this week. Yeah, so we're closing in on TP1, but that's our sweet spot for the counter trend. That's the only counter trend trade move. We'll mark it up just because. All right, you see we're coming in at that TP1 level, 382. So we'll continue to watch the markets, see if we get a good low price and an opportunity to buy later. That one's already pretty much in the bag. That target drop down to the 15. See if there's anything there. That's almost at the 80-20 zone there. But if we somehow were to get another pullback higher on the 15-minute, right? So we somehow crept up into our sell zone there. Somehow gave you another opportunity for trend line break, like so. Then you may be able to catch that down to that target one. But not unless it makes a decision to push higher. To make that a play. But that's it. That's the GR30. That's all I wanted to cover. This UK 100 continued to crack. Got so close to that extension, continuing to move down. So let me see if we got the type of a secondary play coming in. Not really. So I definitely expect that to move back up, eventually get to that extension. But that's a monster correction after getting so close. So anybody play that, maybe you took some profit, maybe you had your extension set, your TP set before the extension, maybe you got out of it. If not, that's a bummer. You have to hold through the correction, but we'll get it to move back where it needs to go. The EK is just hovering, right? Not doing a lot, just ranging on a daily. So still trying to get to some higher level targets, but nothing doing there. All right. Moving on, let's take a look at stocks, right? Because we had some plays like on Microsoft. We got this one drawn up. The weekend, you guys can see that we've broken that trend line now on Microsoft. 30-minute, 80-20 play. So we know that this can move into a higher time frame, longer term move, right? But for those who trade that 30-minute, we look for any type of pullback and continuation to start working towards that target, right? So the drop down to my 5. See if we can catch a wave to the upside. 5-minute, 15-minute, something like that, right? So Maybe on your 5, if you get a pullback, if you trade those smaller time frames, we go to the 15. I just got completed and overran, so maybe another setup. But basically, what we need is some sort of a pullback to get involved with it now that it's moving. All right. Any type of correction, a continuation to get to that TP1 target, right? Wouldn't buy it right off the top there. Maybe you get some sort of a pullback and a continuation. But that's where we are. Larger picture on Microsoft. You can see how it's just hovering, right? But we're looking for that ABCD move, right? To continue through to the extension eventually. Maybe this is the start. Maybe this is just the bottom of the range and it's going to continue to range for a while, but we got a really good setup here on this 30-minute 80-20. Okay. What else did I have? It's Microsoft. We got Meta 80-20. We broke that level, right? So you can see here we hit this 80-20 zone. Maybe they're due for a correction. Meta's been on a run, on a mad tear. You can see on this last fib that we didn't get much of a correction at all, right? So yeah, we stalled here off that weekly at 550 and we got that bounce to the D extension. We did not get a really good healthy pullback on that. Tells you that the buyers are in control. So oftentimes when that happens, that next fib, if we hit that 80-20 zone, you will see that correction, right, in the market. But we'll see if we stay below when the market always below this 710.48. This is a daily chart on Meta, right? It's a daily chart. It's a big move. It'll be interesting to see if we can get that to move back to that TP1 target, right? If you're looking to buy it, and you trade the daily chart, then you just want to see it come back into your buy zone, which is represented by this green area, right? Because that puts you in a really good risk to reward at that point, right? If you buy in that zone. Okay, so if you said, hey, I only want to buy Meta, and you're looking at the daily chart, then you need a nice, healthy correction, right? Nice, healthy correction. There, stochastic is in the sell zone, right? So we could see some more profit taking on Meta. Let me see what we look like on the 4. Smaller wave. Yeah. 80-20 zone on the 4 as well, right? So that's a nice, nice evening star there. Okay. Nice evening star. Right. Decision to the downside. So we could see further decline than that. Okay, so we'll move back up to our daily chart. All right. So that's that. On Meta, any questions on that one? No. All right. Moving on out to Apple. Right. This one is hovering too. Right. Sideways. This is a 1 hour 80-20 play. This bullish candlestick really caught my attention, and then it's stalled, right? So anytime we see that, we know there's a possibility that, hey, we can get some profit taken and a move down. Haven't quite done it yet. Moving sideways, meaning it can break out and go either way. We see here this 246.94. We see that was a huge candle there and the correction and the move down. So we'll see if it decides to correct or try to push up and retest that 246 level again. But you do have a potential for 80-20 there on Apple. Tesla, where are we at? Tesla, similar situation. We did not get that 382. We got a nice reversal off of that 324 level. It's a daily level. We have not gotten a 382 yet. Came up just shy, and you can see how we're rejecting off that level, right? So we may see a further move down on Tesla. So that's another 80-20 opportunity there. We'll see if we can get it to continue to turn over, right? Nice rejection off that bullish candle, right? Didn't like it. Didn't like that level at 367.65. If we come down, all right, take a look at your 15, right? Kind of stalling here at this level. I don't know if we have much in results of, yeah, we got a nice pullback. We'll see if this stays, right, below that level there. See if we continue to make lower lows and lower highs and make it back down to that level. But that's where we are on this Tesla move. Right. We'll move back up to the 1 hour 80-20 on Tesla. Nvidia, we're just continuing to ride it long, right? So we've since filled that gap. It's the 4 hours where we're tracking this. Beautiful, right? Beautiful 80-20 that we had originally, right? AB boundary did not reach that 382 level prior to breaking the B boundary back to the upside. See how we came to this level when we stalled? Took a while and then it collapsed. But we've since recovered. We respected that 113 daily level. We filled the gap on NVIDIA. We want to see that push to 163.34. Here we are, fundamentally, with the investor cap on. I am sold on NVIDIA, right? I'm sold on NVIDIA for the long term. So it could dance around and do whatever it wants to, right? I'm going to continue to pile in and buy NVIDIA on corrections, right? Knowing that it can get this 163 and then eventually beyond, right? We have to remember that before the stock split, we were way up here, way up here. See that? Over $1,000 per share, 1257 before the stock split. Okay, had to bring that back down, and now we've got a 163 target, but we know what this has the potential to do. So if you're holding on to it in your long-term portfolio, right, continue to look for opportunities to buy it. If you are a believer in tech, if you're a believer in AI and everything that's coming with it, right, and that semiconductor space, look to continue to add to it. All right. Speaking of that, my Palantir play missed and then it dropped. So that one got me. Where are we? Where is it? Right here. Switch over to Trader View. We had a 1 hour potential 80-20. It hung in there for a while, and then it pushed up and then it dropped. So right here. So beautiful ABCD wave. We said, okay, we got a new fib. We played an 80-20 and it missed, but now it's collapsing. So sometimes, right, it just doesn't line up, right? Like I was hoping it would, but that's where we are with that. We're seeing a correction now. Sometimes it's just not in the right place. So overall, though, right, that was a trade setup overall in your portfolio, investment portfolio. I'm a buyer long for Palantir. So any type of correction gives me the opportunity to buy, right? To buy. And some of you even trading, some of you who are even trading, you're just holding it long, right? This was a shorter term 80-20 play that didn't pan out, right? If you were looking to make a short-term counter trend move play. But if you're holding long, right, like I am in my longer term investment portfolio, then any type of a deep correction, you want to make sure that you get in and you look to buy that over the long term. All right. What else did I have? Oh, go back to trading view since They don't have it fixed on a smart trader. Looking at the spider sector ETS, right? We came into the year saying, hey, financial sector, you know, uh, banks would look to benefit from the new policies and regulations or deregulation from the Trump administration. And XLF was one that we've been paying attention to. I don't have this marked up on TradingView yet, but you can see that we have continued to move higher. So I wanted to list this out because we're getting close to, this is a 4-hour chart, a major high here, right, that we're looking to move beyond. And we look for that to continue to move. So if you're holding that XLF in your investment portfolio, right, if you're trading it long, swing trading it, this is one that I really would like to see continue to move higher. So I would hold that long if you're in it, because I expect the financial sector to continue to make gains with all the policy changes that are coming, right? So here's the thing, right? We talk about it all the time. Politics is politics. You may agree, disagree, but at the end of the day, how do you make money? This is what we care about here. How are we going to make money? And so, hey, we may think that some of the deregulation is crazy. What sector's going to benefit from it, though? All right? What sector's going to benefit from it? Put your emotions to the side. How are you going to make money? Financial sector, tech sector, right? Look at that. Continuing to move. Now, this is technology sector ETF. We had a 60 day a long time ago. Look at how this just continues to move higher, right? We're trying to get through that 242 on this tech ETF spider, and we're trying to get to 250, pretty much 250 even there. All right. So we want to see it push through those highs and continue to get long. Right now, that's a range. We need to get through that. Right. It's a 4-hour chart. We need to break through that range. Right. Everybody can pretty much see that, right? We need to break out. Right. So we look for a breakout or retest at 242 and then a continuation. Still holding that. Congratulations. Drop some sevens in the chat. Oh, great work. Great work. Right. And some of these things, so you see, it's the fundamentals that drive everything. Right. It's the technicals that help you figure out the levels that say, hey, this is a good potential low price or this is a high price to sell. Right. Fundamentally, if you're bullish, then you look for low prices and opportunities to get long, right? Some people, hey, I only trade with the trend. They don't counter trend trade. So that 80-20 is not in your playbook. That's okay. But you're looking for those CDD moves, those opportunities to get long, those breakouts, right? Like right here, we have a range looking for a breakout. So if we do break out above that 242, maybe we retest that level and then we continue. Maybe an opportunity to add or to take an initial position on that. But you can see how we just been clean off the 61.8. Right? So, if we come in and we take a look at the ETF, look and see where we are. Right, we can see healthcare sector XLV was up yesterday. Right, so these are some slight gains. Consumer discretionary down, materials down, building materials down. That's going to be interesting going forward with all the tariffs and everything to see how that shakes out. Utilities up, right? And so these are all of your spider ETFs there. So if you're not I really like ETFs that primarily most of them are lower cost. If you're not an individual stock picker, then hey, maybe you just look to trade the sector. And that's the beauty of these ETFs. So yes, that's where we are there. Moving into as we look to wrap some things up for the day. Want to look at some pairs, right? So we go back To our smart trader, take a look at this NZD USD right, scenario, and you can see how on a daily, so to review this, the dollar's bouncing around, right? As a result, we see this 80-20 play out on the daily, right, for this NZD USD, and we may continue to push higher. Same thing here on the 4 hours. So time and time again, we see this move play out, right? Hit our 80-20 zone. It may take a while, right? We just trade our zone. We calculate our risk. We do our top-down analysis technically. We do our fundamental analysis, and we trade our zones, right? So we don't get caught up in all the mess, right? Because it doesn't matter. It's either going to hit my stop or it's going to hit my take profit level, right? So all of this back and forth, don't care, right? I already know what I can afford to lose before I take the trade. That's why I have a stop and I have my risk calculated. Joy, rumors, Demovia, UAC about to lay off. Probably. Probably don't do nothing but boost their stock price. Usually what happens, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. But that's why I believe you have to learn how to play on the other side, which is this side, right? They'll announce a massive layoff on the news, and you'll look at the bottom ticker, and the stock price is in the green. Right? We gotta learn how to play the game, right? So that's the NZD USD. This dollar CAD, I thought it was going to hit the extension already. It did not. So this one is hanging on by a thread, right? So if you're not involved in it yet, I wouldn't look to do anything with this, right? Unless we got back above this 142.60 level. All right, that's a daily level. If we were to get back above that, then we may have a chance at that 80-20. But if not, we're gonna reverse down and chase that 141 level, which would make us hit the extension there. So just wanted to give a quick update on that. So I haven't hit that extension yet, but if we get back above the key daily level again, 142.60, that one will have a shot. So I wanted to update on where we are on that one. Is dollar Swissy. Still trying to do his thing, right? We had this 1 hour 80-20 playing out. Couldn't get above that 90, 46, 49 level, right? We got a rejection, but we got to stochastic it back in the buy zone on the 1 hour. Maybe we settle down. We're right around this B boundary area. Maybe we settle down and get that move back up, right? Maybe we settle down and get that move back up. We got to break that 90, 49 level, though. So if you're still in that, holding it, still got a shot, right? Dollar's just messing around, which kind of make it tough to trade. Nothing really going on. So that's where we are. FTM, wow. Do you know, Monique, man, do you know how much money they had to be raking in from from those challenges? That is a huge move. That is a huge move to start out small like they did and to come in and acquire a major player like that. That legitimizes them, man. That legitimate. So I stopped with them and a lot of those a long time ago. Have they moved back into acquiring US customers yet or no? I kind of lost track of that whole thing. I don't know. No, they haven't, not yet. They probably will now though, right? Right. Futures or something, you know. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. Man, I wonder how that negotiation went. Be a fly on the wall there. Man, oh man, oh man. Who knew they were looking to sell? Right? Man, that's quite interesting. Uh, cover that last 30-minute. Oh, this Euro Aussie. Man, this was an 80-20 on the 1 hour. This has since just gone. This thing, we on our 4 hour, we never got back above, right? See this tracking is here? That's probably gonna take that out. We never got back above trend line there. And then this 1 hour 80-20 reversed out two ways, right? We were talking how we got the two-way deal, boom, boom. Look, it just continued to take out TP3. So this is just continuing to roll. There, boom. There we go there. So we look for pullbacks, right? Pullbacks and continuations, right? We can get some sort of a pullback and a continuation down there on the Euro Aussie, but this is just continuing to move back and forth. That's two 80-20 plays that played out in a major way there. This Euro CAD, right? Go back and review that one. This one is struggling, but it's still hanging in there, right? Just moving sideways. Just wanted to give a quick update on that, right? We got a nice double bottom off that daily level, but now we're struggling, trying to find some direction, right? So that one may take a while if it's gonna go our way, but it's still floating in the zone. And that is all I have for today. I know we covered a lot, but I wanted to make sure we got caught up on some things. Appreciate all of you hanging in there. Ryan, anything before we close out today, sir?
No, sir. Great session, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate all. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you that joined us this morning. I gotta catch up on this FTMO acquiring Atlanta. That is breaking news. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So that's it for today. Any news?
Thank
Anything
you.
that we find out? You're welcome. You're welcome. We'll get it posted. Good job holding on to that trade too. But we'll get it posted in the community. And then we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session. Bye for now, everybody.
Thanks, Ben. Bye.